Hello again. Well, this is probably Series 7 of the Benghazi fiasco. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Judge Andrew Napolitano. And what he said, I thought, made a great deal of sense. He said there's three audiences that Hillary is presenting to. There's the members of the committee in Congress. There's the American people. And then there's the FBI. Hillary is under oath. And as far as I'm concerned, she's lied countless times. And she's misled Congress. That by itself is a crime. She can't have it both ways. We know she lied to the families of Glenn Doherty, Tyrone Woods, Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, when she met their bodies 2 days after the event. And that jackass, Barack Hussein Obama, was standing right beside her. When she told the families, we're going to punish the producer of those videos. When on the 11th, the day prior, she spoke with the Prime Minister of Egypt. And she said, we knew the video had nothing to do with it. And she sent an email to her daughter the evening that it happened, saying it was an Al-Qaeda-like attack. There's countless lies. I don't see how she can get away with it. Well, let me put it to you this way. She wouldn't get away with it if we had an honest Department of Justice. I gotta believe that the Clintons have an awful lot on the chosen one. And the chosen one's walking a real thin line. If he goes after Hillary the way he should, she can expose him for what both she and Bill know about him. Him meaning Barack Hussein Obama. What amazes me is no one's asked, well, where was Obama? She did say she spoke to the White House. She didn't say who she spoke to at the White House. I don't know, folks. The problem is most Americans are stupid. Most Americans aren't even paying any attention to this. Most Americans don't have a clue. That's a real problem. You know, when this event first took place, I did videos on it, and I thought that Obama might have been being entertained by Douglas Shulman. Douglas Shulman headed up the IRS back then, when this whole IRS debacle took place. Douglas Shulman visited the White House 157 times. His predecessor before him, visited the White House once. Douglas Shulman, I believe, is a homosexual. If he's not, he exhibits those traits. Douglas Shulman's assistant visited the White House about 140 times. Now, I don't believe he visited the White House 157 times to entertain Obama. They were putting together their scam to go after the conservatives, the Tea Parties. Nothing ever happened with that. I honestly believe nothing will happen with this hearing either, for the reasons that I just gave you. I don't care what the FBI finds out. If Obama tells them to stand down, and he's good at telling people to stand down, no one's come up with, hey, how could anybody other than the president order a stand down order? And the answer is he can't. Nobody but the President of the United States can order a stand-down order from everything I've read and the research that I've done in a foreign country. He can't delegate it. But 2 stand-down orders were given. And all they're talking about is fluff. You got that Loretta Sanchez again, that over-bloated hog from California, starts off by saying, oh, I want to thank you for your time, the time you've given. What about the lives that were given because of the time she didn't give those that she should have given time to, like her friend, Chris Stevens? It's absolutely insane that she can continue to be a contender. I don't know how this thing's going to end. I know enough, just from what Jim Jordan found and presented, when she told the Prime Minister of Egypt it was not an attack based on that video. Yet the very next day, Susan Rice went on national television, or I think 5 days later, it was 5 days later, but the next day, she went to the air base, I think it was Dover Air Base, to greet the bodies. And she lied to the families. And she lied to the American people in the Rose Garden. And Obama knew she was lying in the Rose Garden. But you know why they didn't say anything? Because they didn't want to jeopardize his re-election for his screwed up policies in Libya. Libya is still a disaster. I don't even know how many people are left there. Most of them are moving to Europe or right here in the United States. It's a disaster. The country is totally destroyed. Who did it? Hillary Rotten Clinton and Barack Hussein Obama. How come nobody's asking, why was the CIA annexed there? Why isn't John Brennan on the stand being questioned? Why aren't those survivors? We haven't heard a damn word about the survivors. Not a single word about the survivors. What the hell were they doing there? I know what they were doing there. My viewers know what they were doing there. My subscribers know what they were doing there. MOV 01868. The pieces of the puzzle all fit. Benghazi's the key. People still don't even look at that. You know why? They're too busy worrying about football. They're too busy worrying about baseball. They're too busy worried about whatever the hell they're worried about when the country's falling apart all around them. The simple fact that Obama got on an Air Force One and went to Vegas the next morning shows how screwed up he is. Completely and totally insane. That's sort of what I think. I don't know how long this is going to drag on, but I'm getting burnt out listening to that bloated pig lying. I'm getting tired of listening to, like, Loretta Sanchez. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank her for what? And that Elijah Cumming belongs in a cage. He's scary. I've made a number of videos on him, and he always starts off sweet as pie, and then he does an attack. Look at the condition of the state that he's congressman from, Maryland. It's a joke. It's probably the third highest murder rate in the country. If not third, maybe fourth. Elijah Cummings. They're all nuts. You know what I think? I don't know what you think. And right now, I don't even know if it matters.